People love to say family never turns on you. They're wrong. Mine did. And it all began with a necklace I never touched, and a lie I never saw coming. 1 minute, I was pouring coffee at my younger sister's birthday brunch in her downtown Portland loft. The next, she was on her feet, mimosa glass raised, and her voice cut through the laughter like glass. Haley stole my $9,000 necklace. Silence, forks midair, eyes on me. In an instant, I wasn't Haley, the sister who paid the bills, the one who kept the lights on. I was Haley the thief, the liar, the shame. They kicked me out that night. No warning, no suitcase, just a single bag and a slammed door. What they didn't realize, I'd been paying for everything, the rent, the utilities, even Ava's graduate school tuition. So when I left, I didn't just take my things. I took the floor out from under their lives. This is the story of how they tried to destroy me, and how, piece by piece, they ended up unraveling their own world instead. My name is Haley Tran. I'm 32. If you'd told me back in March 2023 that my own sister would accuse me of stealing a $9,000 necklace just to humiliate me in front of our family, I would have laughed. Not because Ava wasn't capable of cruelty, she was, but because I didn't think she'd go that far. She did. And what came next? No one saw it coming. Let me take you back. It was a calm, sunny Sunday in early spring. Outside, Portland felt soft and quiet. The kind of morning that fools you into believing nothing could go wrong. Inside Ava's apartment, though, something ugly was brewing. She'd pulled out all the Stopsies balloons, champagne flutes, custom menus, even hired a photographer for Instagram perfect candids. It was over the top, but I helped, like I always did. Because that was me, the dependable one, the quiet helper, the fixer. I paid the internet, the power. I even covered the mortgage after Dad lost his job. Never asked for thanks, never told anyone I'd also been paying Ava's tuition, straight to the university, every month, from my own paycheck. I did it to keep our family afloat. Turns out, all I did was make it easier for them to turn on me. That morning, the brunch table was loud with laughter, mimosas flowing. My uncle had just cracked a corny joke, plates clinked. Then Ava stood up, tapped her glass, and said, "Before we go on, I have to say something." I thought she was going to thank us, maybe announce good news. Instead, she looked me dead in the eye. "I know this is awkward, but Haley stole my $9,000 necklace, the gold one Grandma Tran gave me. I found it yesterday, hidden in her drawer." My heart stopped. The room froze. And just like that, everyone believed her. No questions. No hesitation. My mom gasped. "I knew it," she whispered. "You were always jealous of Ava." My dad wouldn't even look at me. I stood there, stunned, shaking, mouth open. No words came out. I hadn't taken anything. But it didn't matter. To them, I was already guilty. They told me to leave that night. No suitcase, no hug, just a duffel bag, my laptop, and a slammed door. What they didn't know, I was the one holding their lives together. But they were about to find out. That night, I didn't cry. I should have, but the betrayal was too sharp for tears. I lay awake in the spare room at my friend Nadia's apartment, staring up at a ceiling that didn't judge me. She didn't press for details, just handed me a blanket and a place to breathe. But something in me shifted, broke, hardened. For years, I paid for a house I never truly belonged in. Now, I was done being the quiet one. I paid for Ava's grad school while she posted fake deep quotes and poolside selfies, blessed to be Daddy's favorite. I covered groceries, plumbing repairs, hell, even Mom's mani pedis when her card got declined. And what did I get for all that? Public betrayal, no defense, not even a moment of doubt from them. No one asked why I'd steal a necklace I'd never worn. Never wanted. They didn't need truth, just a scapegoat. Blaming me was easy. That night, I opened my laptop and logged into every account I'd quietly managed for years. And one by one, I started cutting the wires holding their world together. Mortgage autopay? Cancelled. Utility transfers? Stopped. Ava's tuition payments? Gone. The house was still in my father's name. The bills still hit my mother's inbox. They'd figure it out soon enough. And when they did, I wouldn't be there. I didn't leave a note, no warning, I just disappeared. And for the first time in years, I felt light. No pressure, no weight on my back like some family pack mule. No one treating me like I owed them their survival. It was peace, but peace never lasts. By day 10, chaos found me. A message pinged from an unknown number. Did you cancel the power? The Wi-Fi is down. Ava has midterms. Fix this. No greeting, no concern. Just all caps orders, like I still lived down the hall, waiting to fix their messes. I didn't reply. The next day, Dad called. I let it go to voicemail. His voice wasn't angry, just off. Hey, not sure what's happening. We're getting calls from the power company, the gas, Ava's school. She says her portal's locked. Can you just call me back? I almost laughed. Payment issue, he said, still unaware I'd been their invisible lifeline. By day 12, my inbox overflowed with overdue notices and Ava's university warning of enrollment suspension pending financial review. By day 14, the penny dropped. That's when Mom showed up at Nadia's apartment building. How she found me, I still don't know. I didn't open the door. I watched her through the peephole as she banged her fists and shouted, "You ungrateful brat. We gave you everything. You think leaving makes you strong? It makes you pathetic." She didn't know. She didn't know it was me who paid for her heat, her groceries, her avocado toast Instagram posts. If you've ever been blamed for something you didn't do, or felt invisible in the family you gave everything to, stick around. Because what happened next? It changed everything. And no, I wasn't about to explain myself to them. But truth has a funny way of rising, even when you stay silent. 2 days later, I got a message that cracked everything wide open. It was from Erin, our old neighbor, single mom, ran a small photography business from her garage, used to babysit Ava and me back when Mom and Dad were too busy to care. Her name popped up in my DMs, and I almost ignored it, until I saw the preview. "Haley, I need to show you something. I heard what Ava did. I have proof." My heart stuttered. I opened the message. There was an audio file attached. I pressed play. Laughter, wind, clinking glasses, then Ava's voice, loud and clear. Of course I planted it in her drawer. I needed people to see Haley for what she is. Mom always says she acts perfect. Let's see how perfect she looks once she's kicked out. I stopped breathing. My ears rang. She said it. She framed me. Out loud, on tape, clear as crystal. Erin messaged again. She was talking to a friend in the backyard while I was testing audio equipment for a shoot. I didn't realize what she said until I reviewed the footage last night. I sat frozen, numb. I wanted to cry, to scream. Mostly, I wanted justice. I asked Erin if I could use the clip. She didn't hesitate. Already sent it to her university. People like her shouldn't get away with something that cruel. And just like that, Ava's perfect world cracked. 3 days later, she was called into a disciplinary hearing. Her Instagram? Dark. No brunch spreads, no smug selfies, no sponsored content. Meanwhile, Mom's Facebook pivoted from glowing family posts to cryptic quotes about loyalty and betrayal. I didn't have to say a word. The truth was already working. And I was just getting started. Because the audio? It didn't stay private. The news spread fast. It started in group chats, then exploded across the student forum. Whispers followed me through every campus hallway. Professors who once nodded at me in approval now looked away. And just like that, the golden girl, proud of her brand deals, influencer fame, and flawless grades, became the punchline. I tried to control the damage. Posted a long, vague Instagram caption about family betrayal and misunderstood moments, paired with a black and white photo of me crying, tears probably staged. Then I shut off the comments. But it was too late. The truth had already sunk its claws in. Then came the final blow. I got suspended. Academic dishonesty, code of conduct violation. Not only for framing someone else. They dug deeper and found out I plagiarized a paper last semester, just got a warning then. This time, the university didn't hesitate. I came home in tears. Mom lost it. Ed just sat quietly at the kitchen table, clutching his coffee like it was his lifeline. The house, once loud, dramatic, and Instagram-ready, turned cold and silent. And here's the worst part. They couldn't pay the bills. Mortgage overdue. Utilities shut off, one by one. Mom called the electric company in a panic, only to hear the account was closed, permanently, in my name. No savings. No safety net. Because for years, they'd been relying on me. And me? I was finally breaking free. Mr. Landon, my marketing firm manager, noticed I stayed strong through it all. He pulled me aside. "You deserve a fresh start," he said. Offered me a promotion and a relocation package. I accepted. Now, I live in a sunlit 12th floor apartment downtown. No yelling. No manipulation. Just me. Breathing. Growing. Finally guilt-free. 2 weeks in, my phone rang. It was Aunt Melissa, Mom's older sister. The one they said was unstable, jealous. The one who left town years ago. Turns out, it wasn't her mental health they feared. It was what she knew. "Hey, sweetheart," she said warmly. "I saw your name in that student forum story. I've been watching quietly. It's time you learned the truth." My heart raced. "Your grandmother, your dad's mom, left you a trust fund," she said softly. "Just for you." I sat up. "Wait, what?" She sighed. "They never told you. After she passed, they convinced the lawyer not to notify you. Said you were too young, that they'd manage it for you. But Haley, that money was never theirs." My heart pounded. "How much?" "Just over $85,000, she said. She wanted it to help you start college, a business, a safety net so you wouldn't struggle like she did." I was stunned. Melissa went on. "I only found out because I ran into her estate lawyer last week. He assumed you already knew. When I realized you didn't, I had to reach out." I was stunned. They lied. They stole my future. All those years I'd been bailing them out, going without, silently fixing their messes, while they hoarded money that was rightfully mine. Melissa helped me file the paperwork. The lawyer confirmed everything and processed the transfer. Within weeks, it was official. Every last cent, legally mine. That night, watching the balance hit my account, something inside me shifted. Not out of revenge, but because justice had finally arrived. With the trust fund in hand and my salary higher than ever after the promotion, I didn't just feel free. I felt limitless. For years, I worked in the background, paid their bills, cleaned up their chaos, stayed quiet. Now, I wanted to be seen, on my own terms. That's when the idea hit me. I used part of the trust to launch a YouTube channel, Money Made Clear with Haley. I filmed my first video in the bright corner of my new apartment. It was titled, "They Called Me a Thief, but I Was the One Paying Their Bills." It blew up overnight. Thousands of comments flooded in. "This is my story too. You're so brave for walking away. They never deserved you." I began teaching financial basics, how to budget, how to recognize financial abuse, how to walk away from being used. Sponsors reached out. Podcasts called. Blogs asked for interviews. My story wasn't just mine anymore. It became a lifeline. For anyone tired of being the family doormat. As for my parents, they sold the house. Without me, they couldn't afford to keep it. Ava tried to start fresh with a new social account as a self-care guru. It didn't last. No one forgot what she did. Because reputation? It's a lot harder to rebuild than a bank account. One afternoon, I got a text from my mom. Just 5 words. "Can we please talk, Haley?" I never replied. Because I no longer needed closure from the people who threw me away, like I was disposable. I had found my peace. Now, every time I sit in front of my camera, every time I press upload, I remember the moment Ava pointed at me and said I stole her necklace. And I smile. Because in trying to tear me down, they built something they never expected. The strongest version of me I've ever known. They kicked me out. So I built a kingdom, And this time? No one gets to steal it. It's been nearly a year now. A full year since I was shoved out of the house I once kept together. A year since I was branded a liar, a thief, a burden, by the very people I was silently saving. Funny how life works. Back then, I thought I was losing everything. But really? I was finally being set free. Now, I wake up in a quiet, sunlit apartment high above the Portland skyline. I sip my morning coffee by the window, answer emails from collaborators, clients, and people who actually value me. I've grown my channel to over 600,000 subscribers. I've spoken at conferences, been featured on podcasts, helped thousands, especially women, break free from toxic financial traps and start fresh. And sometimes, through cousins or friends of friends, I hear my parents watch my videos in secret. Even Ava. They're shocked at who I've become. But the truth is, I didn't become this woman. I always was her. They just never looked close enough to see. Now, they watch from afar. Sit in the silence I once endured. Feel the loss of the one who kept the lights on, the fridge full, the chaos contained. I don't hate them. I don't wish them harm. But I do hope they understand this. When you bury someone in lies, sometimes they bloom. And that's exactly what I did. They tried to destroy me. Instead, I built a life they can only watch, but never touch. If you've ever been betrayed by those you loved most, or blamed for something you didn't do, hit subscribe. Because your breakthrough might be just one choice away.